Hey guys, it's your girl Eda again, and as I promised, I am going to spit out some YouTube content. So we're trying to do at least 2 or 3 a month. Hopefully, you guys can get some value on subscribing to our channel, even though it's free. It doesn't matter, right? And we try to keep our things as minimal as possible. But anyway, please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It'll support us in our journey. Please share our videos and share our content in general. We have the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast. We have our Limitless Academy, which is what this video is about. It's about one of our courses. And if you haven't watched our other video on another course, we're trying to send out little teasers so you guys can get nice idea, but also tangible things that you can do to set yourself up. And if you're not quite ready to invest in our academy or our courses, then at least you have this video to look back on and see what you can do in the meantime. But if you're ready to launch it out, come with us, join our academy. We have plenty of resources for you, an entire community here to support you, and of course, moi. All right. So without further ado, this video is actually inspired by our foundational setup for pivoting. Sorry, it's been a long day. So for what that means is I often get a lot of inquiries of people kind of in the unknown. So they don't know what their next step looks like. They don't know where to start and how to figure out their next step. They just know that they don't want to be where they're at that moment. That is probably 90% of our Limitless Paralegal Academy students, also our paralegal coaching clients, and pretty much everybody that we train at a law firm, right? So all in all, if our number one ask is, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this rut? How do I get out of this mindset? How do I get out of this position? How do I grow? How do I make more money? How do I figure things out? So no worries, I'm here. I'm going to help you out in less than 15 minutes, as I always promise. So let's talk about what pivoting really means, right? A lot of people think that pivoting means you have to get out of the industry or get out of your position in its like completeness, and really that's not the case. So when we talk about pivoting, especially when it comes to like a legal industry where you're already in that mindset of I need to get out of this. I'm in a burnout or anxious mindset. I was trying to figure out some words, but yeah, one of those mindsets where you're just like, I just need to get out of this. Like, that's it. I just need to start anew and get out of this. If that's you, that no worries, Ed is here. That's not really not necessary. It's really not. It's not necessary at all, because what happens is we get in this kind of rut of doing the same thing over and over. We already know this, been there, done that, and then we feel like there's nothing else. We've reached this cap and there's nothing else out there. Like, that's it. I am the manager. I am the operations person. I am the HR person. But there's so many other things you can do. So if you are a litigating paralegal, maybe you want to go for that managerial position. Maybe you want to go for ops. Or what I did later on in my career, literally at the tail end of it, I did marketing for my law firm. So I no longer wanted to be a paralegal, but I did enjoy promoting and marketing. So they hired me as, well, my official thing was executive paralegal, my official title. But I was marketing. I was going out there, getting new clients. I was attending events, representing the law firm. So if that's something you're interested in, that is an option you can totally go into. If you want to deal more with the business portion of it, go for the C-suite. See if you can become the CEO, CFO if you're really good with money, or if you love money like I do. Things like that. There's other things that you can do in the legal industry. You can work for a vendor if you really like court reporting or transcriptions or translations or anything like that. Still in the legal industry, still can transfer your skills. No harm, no foul. Okay, so there's plenty of other options out there. You can do consulting like we do, training, or paralegal coaching, mentoring, professor. You can teach at a university, at a paralegal studies program. There's so many other things that you can do, and that's really what pivoting is all about. That's really what it means. It just means, how do I change my mindset in this current situation? How do I prep myself? How do I build a really strong foundation to build upon? And so that's what we're going to go into. Perfect segue. All right, we're going to go into the 4 core foundations on how to build a true momentum and build up for pivoting in general. Okay, and you can apply this to anything, really, honestly. But the first thing you have to do, and y'all know me, I'm all about the mindset, is self-assessment. Okay, so we have to work on inventory of your skills. We have to work on your personal goals and your professional goals. We always say we just want to make more money. Okay, well, that's pretty broad. That's like saying I want to go to Paris. I want to go to France. France is massive. Or I want to go to Europe. Okay, what part of Europe? What countries do you want to go to? Do you want to learn languages so you can navigate it better? You know, you got to be specific when it comes to this assessment. So you got to see where your true love lies in the legal industry, right? So for me, it's this. I love doing this. I love teaching. I love coaching. I love training. I love consulting. And ultimately, it's the same skill. It's translating what I know in a digestible format where everybody else can learn. And that's ultimately what I thrive on. So I do it in all avenues, regardless of what we do at enterprises. That is our nutshell, right? So we train and we love to do that. So the self-assessment that I did to myself 8 years ago was, I still love the legal industry. I don't want to leave the legal industry, but what can I do in order to move forward in the legal industry? And I started looking at what my strong suits were, what my not so strong suits were, and I started working on all of it. What are my personal goals? What really do I want to accomplish? Why do I want to make more money? Do I want a new house? Do I want to live somewhere specific? Do I want to drive a specific car? Do I want to travel to a specific place? Can I start doing that now? Can I start saving? Can I not, splurge so much, eat out, so much, do whatever, shop, online shopping so much. There's a lot of things that we can do in order to set ourselves up already today. And that's part of your assessment, right? We go in depth with this in the course. So if you want to go more in depth, definitely check out the course. So that's your first step. You want to self-assess yourself. The next thing is, y'all know it, mindset shift. We got to shift that mindset, because what's happening is you're in a reactive mode right now. Everything that's being thrown at you, you're reacting to it. And that is not the best or healthiest mindset to be in. I'm more about, let's be proactive, let's plan, let's build the foundation, let's assess ourselves, let's prepare for the war, okay? And that's what we got to do. We got to arm ourselves, we got to do all the things. And that takes from reactive to intentional career planning. What are the steps I need to take in order to get to where I want to be? And the most important thing, the one that should be in the middle of this, is the why. Why am I doing this? Because without the why, people are just going to see right through you, and they're going to know you're not in it for what you're in it for. Okay? So yeah, you got to be honest with yourself, authentic. Yes, all that matters. So you have to be intentional. Okay, you gotta be intentional with your career planning. You got to figure that out. You got to see what route you want to go, how you want to do it, all the things. Okay. Another thing, the third pillar will be resources and gaps. So what you have versus what you need. So if you need a certification, for example, I wanted to teach at a university in the legal studies program. The minimum requirement for not for most of the courses, for the courses that I wanted to teach, which is about 10% of the courses in those types of programs, was a master's degree. So I had to obtain a master's degree in order to be a professor at a university for a legal studies program. So I got my master's degree. Now I can be a professor. See, there was a gap. I filled it. Same thing. If you need a certification, if you need to brush up on your legal research skills, if that's what you want to do, you want to become like an e-discovery guru, go for it. That's where the industry is really making the money. Legal tech, if that's something you're interested in, artificial intelligence, all that, that's the future. So if you want to go for it. Go for it. Go. Okay. And now, The next one is action blueprint, right? So we got to create a map. It could be physical if you want. It could be virtual. You can use Canva. Go for it. Do your thing, chicken wing. Whatever it is, but you got to map out your steps. Now, you will ultimately start with your first step. So what's your first step? Maybe your first step is research, but provide yourself deadlines, because I love a great to-do list. Don't get me wrong. I love task lists. I love to-do lists. If you saw my previous videos, they're all about calendaring and time management and all the things. And I'm all about that life. Trust me, I am all about that life. But it comes to a cost. How long are you going to research? How many excuses are you going to provide yourself? Just do the thing, okay? Research it, find a program you're interested in, start saving up, get the program, do the program, buy our course, go to the academy. We do have a payment plan, by the way. If you cannot afford the full-on thing, there is a payment plan, so you can do it. Anything is possible. Find solutions to your obstacles, not even your problem, because it's not really your problem. You are building an obstacle. So if your first step is research, give yourself 30 days. Research it, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes a day. Do your research, do your spreadsheet, your brainstorming map, whatever tickles your pickle, do it. But only like your deadline's 30 days. So you got to do all that and finish it in 30 days. Give yourself realistic deadlines. Research doesn't take that long, guys. So 30 days is actually more than enough if you really, really apply yourself. Okay. So if your first step is research, great. Research. 30 days. I have 30 days to figure this out. Okay. During your research, you found there's a couple of other things. All right. Well, then you have 14 to 15 days to figure that out. Whatever it is, but you got to give yourself deadlines, because what's happening is you're not keeping yourself honest and you're just going to stay in the same run, and it sucks. Nobody wants to stay in that little hamster wheel. Okay. So you got to give yourself actionable steps, right? You got to give yourself deadlines. How do you keep yourself honest? One, an accountability partner, somebody that you trust that's going to be nudging you. Hey, did you do that thing? Did you do that thing? Did you research? Did you do that? What's the outcome? What have you been doing? Let me see your spreadsheet. Let me see your roadmap. Let me see your thing. Da, 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 da. And calendaring it. You call this thing. If you watch my videos, you know my last thing was calendaring. So put it on your calendar. Allocate time. If it's not on the calendar, it's not happening. Let's just be real, guys. Let's be real. Anyway, those are your 4 core foundations. I want you to self-assess. I want you to shift your mindset. I want you to analyze your resource and gaps on those resources. And then ultimately, you want to create a blueprint. So what's your action plan? What's your roadmap? What's your pretty little spreadsheet with all the little tabs? Okay? That's what I want you to do. If you're ready to take the plunge, come join us at our academy. The link is in the description. I hope you are enjoying these videos. You guys asked for longer videos, so here we are, but I ain't doing more than 15 minutes. So love you, bye. Until next time. Bye, guys.